Okay, hi everybody. I'm coming to you live from my office, or maybe not live for you now. My first video is going to be about why I wanted to get a petition going for the installation of cameras in patrol cars and also of body cams for patrol officers. So as most of you know, my son died July 25th, 2018. He was shot by a police officer. I arrived within probably 10-15 minutes from the last time that he sent me a text message, and he had died. And in the meantime, it's been 8 months plus now. What I've come to realize is that Riley wasn't a unique case. There's quite a few of police interventions that just seem to go bad. We just have to look at the news. And in my case, or Riley's case, the only people that are witnesses are the police officers that were involved. I still don't have a lot of information from the Bureau d'enquête indépendant, which is the Independent Bureau of Investigations. So, from all of that, and then going on the BEI site, I also see there's quite a few cases, and reading some of the cases where there's been some judgments, I guess, or no judgments. There's been no accusations against the police officers. The version that we get is really one version. You never seem to read about the witnesses, what the witnesses saw, what the witnesses had to say, how many witnesses. It's really usually just the police version, or we don't know, because it always comes out that the police were justified in their actions, there is no abuse of power, etc. So, there's a lot of investigations, and there's a lot of money involved in all of that. So I said, what's the best evidence, I guess, that you could get? And I know there's two sides to every coin, but I think an installation of dash cams would be great. Maybe some cars have them, some don't. So, that was basically the reason why I did that. There's a lot of money that we're spending as citizens of Quebec, as constituents who pay high income tax. We're the most taxed province in Canada. We're lucky that we do have the Independent Bureau of Investigations. They have a great site that I recommend everyone go to. It's www.bei.gouv.ca. So bei.gouv.ca. And you can read about the cases. You can see all the cases that are there, whether it's police interventions with firearms, vehicles. Sometimes they're in custody and the civilians just die. There's minors. There's people that are in their 70s. And we're just never going to know really what happened. I'm not saying that the version that the police officers are giving us are the facts, but it's come to my attention that they don't follow a lot of the rules that are provided by the BEI, such as soon as an incident happens, you have to call the BEI right away. In a lot of the cases, in my case in particular, it was 2 hours before the BEI was notified. And the BEI only investigate the event. So the event, so the shooting. So, I guess from when the 911 call got lodged to when he dies. And then after that, there's no investigation. The police officers are obligated to write a statement right away. They're supposed to separate from each other. They're supposed to write a statement and not talk amongst themselves. There's three different types of police. There's the police that are implicated in the event. There's the police that are witnesses, and then there are other police. The other police are the ones that were on the radio waves. Yeah, so those you have three, and they all have kind of obligations, I think, except for the ones that were witnesses, the ones that were heard things over the radio waves. So there's those two obligations that are provided. They're really not supposed to talk amongst themselves. They're all supposed to provide a statement within 24, and then in other cases it's 48 hours. So say maximum 48 hours for the implicated police and the witnesses. And in Riley's case, again, that wasn't followed. One police officer refused to give a statement. So that's fine. However, I think if they had body cams and if they had dash cams, a lot of the time spent on the investigation, because it's like I said, it's been 8 months. There's 12 investigators on Riley's case. Yeah, so I'm sure there's a lot of money involved. They're going to come out with the end of their budget, but the BEI is around a $4 million organization. The BEI's members are also more than half, 3/4 are, we'll say half are ex-police officers. And then the other quarter are people who've worked for police services. So whether they've worked for the UPAC, the phone, let's see what else, like as a dispatcher, say in an office, an SQ office. So a little bit of all of that is what's organized of the members. So, there's always biases. You can't not know everybody. They're like, well, we're gonna make sure that we don't, have officers that are involved with officers that are already there and that are implicated. So there's no biases. But Quebec's it's a very small province. There's 8 million about people that live here. So, and there's a lot of things happening right now. The BEI has 120 cases. That's with police intervention. So that's a grave blessure, which is like a serious injury. Whether it's vehicle implicated, whether it's a firearm implicated, whether it's in detention, like in a prison, they'll be investigated. And then the other ones are deaths, and again by vehicle, firearm, detention, and those are there. You can see it on the BEI. It's on their website. They're quite transparent in the information that they give you, but we should really be asking ourselves some questions. So that's basically the basis of the petition and why I started. I wanted to do a lot of changes and hope that I could change a lot of things, and it doesn't seem to be the case. But I want my voice to be heard. So this, the podcast, this thing is about what it's going to be. So I know it's very complicated for the website to sign online, but I'm just going to tell you it's in 3 steps. So you go to the website, which is ASNAT, which is the Assemblée Nationale, or the National Assembly, and you click on express your opinion, sign an e-petition. So once you're at that page, you can choose the petition that you want. It's the installation of cameras, and the deputy, it was brought about with Gregory Kelly. And so you click on that link and you go to the page, and it'll tell you there's 3 steps. So you go to sign the petition, and you have to fill it out. You have to fill it out manually. You can't use autofill. And then you have to send it in, and then you have to, like, send, and then they're going to send you an email. And it's very important to go to your email, to click on the link, because that's going to confirm or your signature. So you're going to click on that link. It's going to bring you back to the National Assembly website, and I'll put the link, down on the bottom somewhere here, and or in the description. And then you have to confirm again. So it's really 3 steps. I've been asked before if it's very complicated, and I've been asked if it was like complicated for a reason. And I don't think it's there to have people not sign the petition. I just think that the government's technology is very lacking, and it's very outdated. So I think it's more of that. It's more of like probably a Windows 7 or maybe even a DOS program. I'm not sure. But so again, I want to thank you all for signing the petition. I have some at the Date Rouge. If anyone wants them, I have paper copies. It's important with Quebec that there's a certain way that the petition has to be signed and addressed. That's why I wasn't able to do like a change.org where I could probably reach a lot more people. It's a lot simpler. It's just not the case with the National Assembly. So you have to accept how things are, and it doesn't mean that you can't fight the system or buck the system, or it's not fighting, it's just questioning maybe. Yeah, it's more like I don't agree with how it goes. So this is just the beginning of what I'm going to be doing, and so just stay tuned, and be kind, and let's be better. Thanks.